Okay, please introduce yourself.
I am Dr. Victor, South African musician, currently playing for Dr. Vic and the Rasta Rebels.
When did your love for music start?
I started at the tender age of 9 years when I played my uncle's guitar at first back in Kimberley in Northern Cape. That's when I felt and I thought I had a thing for music, and that's when I started. Way back as 1971, 1972. I must have been 9 years old or something like that. That's when I started.
How and when did you realize you wanted to be a musician?
When I wanted to be a musician, how did it start? Let me think now. Yeah, early 70s, something like that. My father took me to a show to go and watch Richard John Smith. And he was a top musician way back in the 70s, let's say early 70s, mid-70s. Richard John Smith, Zane Adams, all those Cape Townian musicians. My father took me to go and watch Richard John Smith, and when I saw that guy on the stage, I knew that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. It would be way back. I must have been about 13, 14 then when I saw Richard John Smith, Zane Adams, Jonathan Butler, and Ronnie Joyce.
Was it easy?
Music comes very natural to me. Speaking about is music easy? Was my career easy? Music comes very natural to me, and it's not a train smash for me to work out songs or to play music. I think it's something that the Almighty gave me. It's something that I was born to do, and it's just natural for me. But having a career in music hasn't been that easy. It's been a lot of uphill battles all the time. Being self-employed hasn't been easy, but music is very natural for me to do it.
When did your break come?
When we came to Johannesburg, when did my break come? When we came to Johannesburg, 1981, 1982, we moved up from Kimberley to Johannesburg, and we started playing in nightclubs. We actually followed Neville Nash and Sipho Mabuse, Hot Sticks Mabuse, to Johannesburg, but we couldn't find them, and we ended up at Fun Valley Club Status, and we ended up playing in the nightclub scene, and that's when we carried on doing that for many years. I'd say a good 5 or 6 years. But my break actually came when we recorded for CSR recording label by a gentleman who owned the record company by the name of Chris Galakis. That's when we recorded our version, a cover version of Give Me Hope, Joanna. And after that, we never looked back. We called ourselves, we changed our name from CC Beat to Dr. Vic and the Rasta Rebels, and we just never looked back. And that's when, then the rest is history.
Did you ever hope to share a message through your music?
Yeah, I felt, you understand the sharing a message in the music. I felt that our early influences like Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 and the OJs and Temptations, those were all good music from back in the day, early 70s onwards into the 80s and so on. So I always felt that my message in the music was to unite people and spread love to music, just spread the good gospel, to unite people. Yeah, that's my message.
What is the best part of being a musician? Do you prefer recording or performing live?
The best part of being a musician, recording versus performing live. I like both. I always tell people, if you're Muslim, if you're Muslim, then most Muslims in their lifetime, they have to go to Mecca. Then you're fulfilled as a Muslim. And if you're a Christian, then you have to go to Israel to go and see the sites where Jesus Christ grew up, Bethlehem and Israel and those places. Now, music for me, performing live is a whole lot of fun, People, the ladies are screaming and the adoring fans and stuff. But every now and then you have to go back to the drawing board, and that's the studio. Because in the studio, In a studio, you're just by yourself and with your imagination, and you got to sort of get a feel for what the people out there like. And I like the studio. I like the studio. It disciplines me. But when you're done with your studio work, when you're done with the Mecca, and when you're done, the example that I use, when you're done coming back from Mecca, which is studio, or coming back from Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem and Israel, then you got to go back to the stage and perform, and that's where it pays back. Then you see your hard work that you've invested in the studio is coming together on stage.
What do you enjoy about performing for an audience?
What I enjoy about performing for an audience, performing on stage is just a wonderful thing, because we feed off the people's adrenaline. And the more they cheer for us, the more we give, and it's just the worst thing that happened to us as musicians when COVID hit. So during COVID, we couldn't perform. We were restricted to go outside. We couldn't perform for audiences. So we just had to do this stuff and speak into the camera and sing to the people on streaming. This was the first time we had to learn how to record ourselves and perform on camera as if there's people out there. But actually there were people out there. It was very, very difficult. But now that we can reach out and have the human interaction, it's just a blessing to perform for people again. And I hope it stays like it.
When will you be in Reiger Park next?
We will be in Reiger Park Civic Center in Boksburg on the 19th of November. So we're looking forward. Please remember the dates. If you haven't got your tickets yet, please get your tickets for this Saturday, the 19th of November. Come and have some fun with Dr Vic and the Rasta Rebels.
What do you look forward to from your Reiger Park fans?
Reiger Park fans, there's always a great reward going to Reiger Park because the people, they really know music there. They really, really know music there. And we're going to play from our oldies, from Gimme Out Joanna to Tambai to Shambhala. You can do one or two covers from the OJs. You can do Tswang, Tswang, Tswang. The people just love everything, and they just love music. So it's just, it's awesome to perform for the crowd in Boksburg and Reiger Park. They're just a wonderful audience. They just love music.
Can people still get tickets for your Reiger Park performance?
Tickets are selling out very fast, but the people who didn't buy tickets through the advertising and through the booking agents and stuff, the people can also buy tickets at the door. But at the door, a little bit, I think 50 Rand more expensive than is to the 150 Rand. It'll be 200 Rand at the door. So people can. I don't believe we should complicate things and only have it on CompuTicket or on Quicket and stuff like that. Our people like to also still, they make up their mind on the last minute. They like to buy tickets at the door. So yes, they can buy tickets at the door.
Any last words of encouragement?
I just want to encourage the young up and coming musicians. Get a place like this. This is my own studio at home. And over the years, it's come in very handy for me and my family. And I think every musician, if you have a computer and a microphone and a keyboard, that's your studio. It can be in your bedroom, but every musician must have a place that they call their workshop at home, and where they can just create, just be in their own space and put down their ideas. And hopefully one day, those ideas will turn into songs on radio or on TV, and that's how people will get to know about them. So I encourage every musician to just put something together, a computer and a sound card and speakers or earphone, and it doesn't have to cost much. You can buy it, whether you buy it from the pawn shop, or it can be as cheap as 2,000 Rand for the whole set, but you just got to be able to put your ideas down. It's very important. And then lastly, practice, because practice makes perfect.